From the outside, Deji and Amaka seemed like the perfect couple. In Ibadan, people often referred to them as couple goals. They wore matching Ankara outfits to church, shared cooking selfies on social media, and posted Bible verses with captions like, "When you marry your best friend, every day is Valentine." Their WhatsApp displays pictures. Pure cuteness. One side showed Amaka feeding Deji jollof rice, and the other side had Deji hugging her from behind, looking like he just won a jackpot. Deji, a dedicated software engineer working with a prominent tech firm, ensured that distance never became a barrier. Even when work took him to Abuja for extended periods, he maintained daily calls with Amaka, offering words of encouragement and ending each conversation with a shared prayer. Amaka, running a thriving online fashion store, cherished these moments, feeling anchored by their unwavering connection. But sometimes, life is a way of testing even the strongest love. One afternoon, Amaka went to a business seminar at a hotel in Bodija. There, she saw Sarah, her old university friend. Sarah looked just the same, loud, full of life, and always talking like she owned the world. They laughed and talked about the past, sharing old memories. Then, Amaka brought out her phone and proudly showed Sarah a picture of her husband, Deji. Instead of saying something nice, Sarah burst into laughter. "You, married to this short man," she said, staring at the picture, "with your fine face and shape. Amaka, you could have done better, oh. You could have married a rich man, someone tall and handsome, not this one that is short and looks like your younger brother." Amaka laughed a little, trying not to feel bad. But Sarah didn't stop there. "Are you sure this is his real hairline?" she asked, zooming in. "See how you're glowing, and he looks like he just woke up from sleep. You are a beautiful babe with class, and this is the man you chose." Amaka tried to change the topic, but Sarah kept going. "Let me tell you the truth, Anne. All this matching Ankara and church photos don't mean anything. Marriage should lift you higher. Your husband should make people say wow." Before they left, Sarah handed her a card. "Take this," she said. "It's the gym I go to. Not just for fitness, it clears your head. You'll start to remember who you are, a boss lady, a queen." That night, Amaka couldn't sleep. She kept looking at Deji's pictures. Photos that used to make her smile now made her think. There was one picture from their 3rd anniversary. Deji had to stand on a rock so he could reach her height while cutting the cake. Before, she thought it was cute. Now, all she could see was the rock. And just like that, Sarah's words began to grow in her heart. That night, sleep evaded Amaka. Her mind replayed Sarah's voice like a haunting melody. "You downgraded. Not someone that looks like your kid brother. Not someone that can't lift you." She lay beside Deji, who was fast asleep, snoring gently. She turned to face him, but for the first time in years, her gaze didn't soften. Instead, she reached for her phone and stayed long at a photo of them from their 3rd anniversary. It was the one where Deji stood on a small rock to match her height as they cut a cake. She had always found it sweet. But tonight, all she saw was the rock. And just like that, the seed Sarah planted began to sprout. 2 days later, still searching for answers, Amaka decided to check out the gym her friend recommended. The moment she walked in, she almost tripped over her own feet. Not because the floor was slippery, but because of Tunday, the gym owner. Tall, dark, and built like someone who did push-ups in his sleep. He flashed a confident smile and walked over. "Wow, with a beautiful face like yours, this gym just became my favorite place," he said smoothly. His charm was instant. Compliments rolled off his tongue like he rehearsed them in the mirror every morning. Amaka smiled, trying to act normal, but her heart was doing press-ups. Tunday was exactly her type, tall, fit, and full of confidence. Not like her short engine of a husband who looked like he skipped leg day, and arm day, and maybe the whole gym entirely. For the first time in a long while, Amaka felt truly noticed. It was exciting, and honestly, a bit dangerous. Their interactions became frequent. Tunday's charm was undeniable, and his interest in Amaka seemed genuine. She began to compare her husband Deji with Tunday, the gym guy. With time, she began to drift emotionally. Deji noticed the subtle changes, the delayed responses, the distracted conversations. Concerned, he planned a surprise visit home. When Amaka saw Deji at the door, Instead of feeling happy, she felt angry. She couldn't believe she had married someone as short as him, especially after meeting Tunday, who had the height and looks she always dreamed of in a man. From that moment, she began to treat Deji coldly. Whenever they went to church together, Amaka felt embarrassed to be seen with him. Eventually, she stopped going to church altogether, making up excuses to avoid attending. She didn't want to be seen in public with Deji anymore. She began going out more often. First, it was business meetings. Then, girls' night outs. Later, fashion expos that lasted till 11 p.m. Deji didn't complain at first. He was a modern man. He trusted her. But soon, her excuses started sounding like skits. Babe, the road was blocked because of an influencer launch. I slept over at Kimi's place. We had a makeup marathon. My phone died. That's why I didn't call back. At first, Deji swallowed the lies with a gulp of respect. But then, things got weirder. Amaka started guarding her phone like it was the nuclear code. She even took it to the bathroom. One night, while pretending to sleep, Deji noticed her smiling at her screen, that kind of smile reserved for sweet texts or sweet people. When he shifted and turned, she quickly locked the phone and placed it face down. Deji's heart started doing drum beats. Was he imagining things? Was she just tired? Was he overthinking? But a voice in his head whispered, "My guy, something is not pure." He ignored it. After all, marriage was for better. For Weiss, right? That was until one sunny Saturday afternoon. Amaka went to the market, and for the first time in a long time, she forgot her phone on the couch. Unlocked. God of Clues had finally answered Deji's prayers. The phone buzzed. He tried to ignore it, but curiosity overpowered dignity. He peeked. One message. "Sweetheart, last night was madness. I still feel your kisses. When will I see you again? I miss you badly." Sender, Mr. X face throwing a kiss. Deji blinked. Once. Twice. Then again. Mr. X? Who the hell is Mr. X? He opened the chat. Pictures. Of his wife. In different states of undress. And a picture of the so-called Mr. X, a fine guy with gym arms, gold chain, and one of those annoying beards that scream "I sell Forex" or heartbreak. Deji's chest started to do bag bag ba. When he saw Amaka walk in, he dropped the phone like it burned him. Deji didn't say a word. That night, while Amaka slept peacefully beside him, he stared at the ceiling, wide awake. Her betrayal replayed in his mind like a movie he couldn't pause. The sweet messages. The half-naked photos. The man with gym arms and a beard like a TikTok heartbreaker. Each image cut him deeper. He tried to pray. But how do you pray for someone who's already left you, even though they are still living in your house? Finally, Deji picked up his car keys and drove to someone he trusted, Pastor Martins. A man he respected. A man Amaka used to say had wisdom from heaven. When Deji walked into the pastor's office, his face said everything. No strength. No smile. Just sadness wrapped in silence. "Sit, my son," the pastor said softly. And like a dam breaking, Deji opened up. He told him everything, from the late nights to the fake excuses, and finally, the messages from Mr. X. "I didn't come here to gossip," Deji said, voice cracking. "I came here because I don't want to lose my wife, even if she's already lost me." The pastor was quiet for a moment. Then he nodded. "I will speak to her." 2 days later, Pastor Martins invited Amaka to the church office. She came in smiling, expecting a light chat about fashion or marriage tips. But when the pastor gently brought up Deji's pain, the smile vanished. "Sorry, what?" she blinked. "My husband came here to report me." "He came because it's hurting," the pastor said. "You've been distant, and is scared of losing you." Amaka scoffed. "Is scared? Pastor, please. That man is too emotional. I married a boy, not a man. Just because I don't text him 24/7, now I'm cheating." The pastor leaned forward. "Amaka, listen to me. This isn't about texting. He saw things on your phone." She jumped up. "So he went through my phone too. Is he mad?" "Please, calm down. Marriages." "I don't want to hear it," she snapped. "Tell Deji next time to come to me like a man, not run to you like a church rat." She grabbed her bag, stormed out, and slammed the door. That night, Deji was sitting in the living room when the door flung open. Amaka walked in, fire in her eyes. "So now you're reporting me to pastors," she hissed. "Is that what you've become?" "I just wanted someone to help us," Deji said quietly. "I thought maybe you'd listen to him." "Next time, report yourself. You're the one with issues." She pointed a finger at him. "If you ever take my name outside this house again, I swear you'll regret it." She stormed into the bedroom, leaving the door wide open, but the space between them had never felt more closed off. Deji stood in silence. His chest was heavy. His eyes were dry, but his heart was drowning. He had fought for their marriage. But now, he realized something painful. You can't fight alone for someone who's already on the other side. Amaka's birthday was coming up. Deji, the ever-doting husband, planned a surprise dinner. Nothing too loud, just the two of them at one of the finest rooftop lounges in Ibadan. Candlelight, soft music, her favorite wine, and a red velvet cake with gold icing that read, "To my queen, my forever love." But Amaka didn't seem excited. In fact, she barely smiled when they arrived. Her eyes kept darting to her phone under the table, like she was expecting someone else to show up. Deji noticed. "Everything okay?" he asked, pouring her a drink. She forced a smile. "Yeah, just tired." Midway through dinner, she excused herself to the bathroom, with her phone, as usual. But Deji had planned everything. He had tipped the waiter earlier to follow her quietly, just in case. He had. 10 minutes passed. Then 15. The waiter returned and whispered into Deji's ear. "She's not in the bathroom, sir. She's downstairs, outside, with a man." Deji's chest tightened, but his face didn't change. He stood, walked calmly to the balcony, and looked down. There she was. Amaka, his wife, laughing softly, leaning on Tunday, who stood with arms crossed, looking every bit the confident Casanova. She reached for Tunday's face and stroked his beard. Tunday kissed her on the forehead. Deji turned back inside, sat down, and smiled bitterly to himself. He didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, he picked up a napkin and began writing a note. "Happy birthday, Amaka. Enjoy your gift, and your guest. Your real surprise is coming soon." He left the note beside her cake, paid the bill, and walked out. Quiet, broken, but now, wide awake. By morning, he had made up his mind. He dressed up like he was going to work. Instead of work, he drove straight to Mr. X's gym. He had gotten the location from his wife's phone. The gym was flashy. Red and black walls. Weights everywhere. And there, at the corner, stood Mr. X himself, flexing his muscles like he owned the air. Deji approached him calmly. "Good morning. Are you Mr. X?" The guy smiled. "Yes, bro. What's up?" Deji nodded. "I'm Deji, Amaka's husband." Silence. The guy's dumbbells dropped. "Omo, I didn't know she was married." "Don't lie," Deji cut in. "You sent her money last week to buy something sexy for your next hotel trip. I saw the chat." The guy stammered. "But, she said you two were separated." Deji chuckled darkly. "Oh, I see. Just a little info. Next time she tells you that, ask her who ironed her clothes the morning after she slept at your place." He turned and walked out. That night, Deji didn't shout, didn't fight. He acted normal. Even served Amaka rice with goat meat. But inside he was on fire. And Deji wasn't just hurt. He was calculating. He began his FBI mission. Opened a secret folder on his laptop. Collected all the proof, pictures, voice notes, chats, bank transfers. Everything. Then, he created a new anonymous Instagram page. Husbands who deserve better. He posted the pictures, blurred some faces, left others. Captions. Brutal but classy. When your wife cheats and still asks you why you haven't topped up her data plan. The internet exploded. People reposted. Blogs picked it. By the next day, Amaka was trending. Wife of the Year caught with side boo. CEO of Faith and Fashion. But faith in who? Amaka's phone blew up. Her customers canceled orders. Influencer deals dropped her like hot akara. Her brand was shaking like dodo in hot oil. She ran to Deji in tears. "What did you do?" Deji looked her in the eye, calm and cold. "You sent the pictures. I just showed the world the woman behind the rapper." Amaka screamed, cried, threw tantrums. He didn't flinch. Days passed. Then she packed her things. Said she needed space. But Deji knew. Space meant she was running away from disgrace. She left. And Deji, he didn't chase her. He cleaned the house. Cleaned his heart. Smiled more. Cooked for himself. Slept in peace. Weeks later, a friend gave him an update about Amaka's Mr. X. Meanwhile, after walking out on her marriage, Amaka moved in with Tunday, the tall, handsome gym owner who lived in a beautiful mansion. She made a vow to herself never to go back to her husband, Deji, or ask him for forgiveness. In her eyes, Tunday was everything Deji wasn't. Tall, stylish, confident, and rich. Amaka did everything she could to please him. She changed her ringtone to one of his voice notes that said, "Baby, pick up, I miss you." She cooked his favorite meals, cleaned the house, even washed his car every weekend like a loyal housemaid. But as time passed, she started noticing things. Tunday started asking for urgent 2K. Then urgent 200K. "Babe, my supplier's goods are stuck at the port." "Baby, I need to upgrade the gym equipment. It's for us." She paid. Again and again. Then the other women started coming. At first, they were cousins. Then clients. Then they stopped hiding altogether. Amaka confronted him one night. "Who is that girl in your room?" Tunday laughed. "You're shouting like you pay rent." She froze. He walked closer, voice sharp. "If you want to live here, know your place. I'm not your husband." And just like that, he slapped her. Once, twice. By the third slap, her vision blurred. As she lay on the cold floor, bruised and humiliated, flashes of Deji came flooding back. The morning prayers, his gentle voice, the way he helped her zip her dress before church, the small notes he used to hide in her purse with messages like "You're my answered prayer." Tears came like rain. She whispered, "What have I done?" One evening, while Tunday was in the bedroom with another girl, a black Lexus SUV drove into the compound. Amaka peeked through the curtain. Out stepped a rich-looking couple. But the real shock, Deji, right beside them, dressed in a crisp white shirt, calm as ever. Amaka's knees buckled. Tunday rushed out in panic. "What's going on?" The rich man looked at him coldly. "You, pack your things. Get out of my house." Amaka gasped. "Wait, what?" Deji smiled. "You never asked questions, Amaka. You just assumed." Turns out, Tunday wasn't the gym owner. He wasn't the house owner. He wasn't even rich. The real owner had traveled abroad for months. And Deji, he had contacted him, an old friend from university, and shared everything. Together, they planned to return. The gym, repossessed. The mansion, locked. Tunday, jobless. Amaka, homeless. And Deji, victorious. As Deji walked past Amaka that evening, she dropped to her knees. "Please, I made a mistake." He paused, looked her dead in the eyes. "You didn't make a mistake. You made a choice." Then he walked away. No shouting, no bitterness, just silence. Sometimes, silence is louder than 1,000 insults. Amaka watched him go, the only man who truly loved her, and realized she had left jollof rice for burnt beans. And now, even the burnt beans had been taken away. Moral lesson. Sometimes, revenge doesn't need violence. It just needs time and proof. Let your enemies serve themselves hot disgrace, while you serve yourself peace. Revenge is best served cold, with screenshots. But beyond revenge, the deeper question remains. Why do people cheat in their relationship? If you enjoyed the story, give us a thumbs up, share it with friends, and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest updates. Thanks for watching.